Why does a decision made in Washington affect fuel prices in Europe? Why does a military buildup in the South China Sea move global stock markets? And why does a trade restriction on microchips trigger diplomatic tension between superpowers? These events may look separate, but they are connected by one discipline: international relations. At its core, international relations exists to answer a practical problem: how independent political communities survive, compete, and cooperate in a world with no central authority above them. Most people assume IR is an abstract university subject filled with theory and jargon. In reality, its logic existed long before it became academic. Imagine moving into a neighborhood where no single authority controls every household. You lock your doors, observe who has influence, decide who to trust, and form selective cooperation for mutual benefit. Without realizing it, you are applying the basic principle of international relations. There is no higher power guaranteeing security. Each actor must calculate risk, build relationships, and protect interests. Now scale that neighborhood to the global level. The world is composed of sovereign states: the United States, China, India, Germany, Brazil, each governing its own territory. There is no world government capable of enforcing rules absolutely. This condition is known as anarchy in international relations. Not chaos, but the absence of hierarchy. Because of this, states must rely on diplomacy, alliances, economic leverage, and military capability to secure themselves. When NATO expands, when China invests in strategic infrastructure abroad, or when sanctions reshape global markets, you are witnessing IR in action. The scope of international relations goes far beyond war. It includes global trade systems, climate agreements, financial institutions, migration policy, cybersecurity, and technological competition. The actors are not just states. They include international organizations like the United Nations and the World Bank, multinational corporations controlling supply chains, non-state armed groups, and even influential individuals shaping global narratives. When semiconductor export restrictions affect global technology markets, or when oil production decisions influence inflation worldwide, these are outcomes of international political dynamics. Although states practiced these patterns for centuries, the systematic study of international relations emerged after World War I, when scholars sought to understand why catastrophic wars occur and how they might be prevented. Thinkers such as E.H. Carr and Hans Morgenthau formalized the study of power, security, and national interest. They transformed practical statecraft into a structured academic discipline. Yet the logic itself, survival, influence, cooperation, competition, remains constant. International relations is not theoretical abstraction. It is the operating system of global politics. It explains why alliances form, why rivalries intensify, and why cooperation persists despite mistrust. And if you have already explored political science, you will see the connection. Political science studies how power operates within states. International relations examines how power operates between them. Together, they form a complete framework for understanding how the modern world functions. In the next episode, we will examine how this global system first took shape historically, beginning with the Peace of Westphalia and the birth of the modern state system.